These are the top 5 things I'm most excited to see for the Mariners in 2026. Colby, hit it.
You are Locked On Mariners, your daily Seattle Mariners podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Ahoy, sailors. It is Thursday, February 5th, 2026. You're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, now the #1 sports podcast network. My name is Tony Gonzalez, and I'm joined as always by my co-host Colby Patnode. We're two lifelong Mariners fans who've been covering the team for over half a decade. And today, it's Top 5 Thursday. Now, if you're new to the show or haven't seen one of our Top 5 episodes before, the way this works is we have two wheels. One is called the Helm, which consists of a variety of Mariners topics, while the other is called the Ed Helms, which has sillier or, at least more lighthearted topics on it. We spin both of those wheels, and whatever they land on, we have to do a top 5 list for. Now, we had to add some new topics that more so pertain to the upcoming season to the wheel, and I didn't get to that until after yesterday's show. So, we usually spin the wheel on the show at the end of the show before the day that we're going to do the top 5 episode. But last night we had to do it off air. I have the helm this week. I landed on top 5 things I'm most excited to see during the 2026 Mariners season, while Colby spun the Ed Helms and landed on the 5 best calls by Mariners broadcasters. Really interested to see what Colby has his list on for that one. But I get to kick things off here with the top 5 things I'm most excited to see during the upcoming season. There's a lot that I'm excited to see, frankly. So there are a lot of honorable mentions here for me. I mean, one, let's start here. A healthier, hopefully, season from the rotation. Healthier season for Logan Gilbert. Healthier season for Bryce Miller. Bryan Wu back at full strength. George Kirby, hopefully with a full, healthy season. I'm excited to see what they do with Jose Ferrer. I'm excited to see, hopefully, healthier seasons from Victor Robles and Luke Raley. I'm excited about year 2 of Cole Young. So there's a lot that I'm excited for. And, I'm sure some of you will think that I should have probably put, one of those things over what I actually have at number 5, but whatever. This is my list, not yours. Number 5, I'm excited to see a new banner in right field. I mean, I know they changed the ALCS appearance banner to a wild card berth banner after they ended the drought. But I mean, we've basically been staring at the same 4 banners for a gazillion years. And those banners, I'm not going to lie, they kind of cast a figurative and literal shadow of mediocrity over the ballpark. So, changing up the feng shui a little bit, getting that fresh new AL West champs banner up there, that a lot of the guys on this current team help put up. That's going to be dope. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to finally have a 5th banner out there.
It's better to be excited about that than it is to be one of those. Can you believe they put up a banner for the wild card people?
Yeah.
Just seriously, just sit down, shut up, and eat your freaking hot dog. You're not impressing anybody. Oh, look at me. I'm different. I think the Mariner, and it's blah, 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 whatever. The franchise has been around for 50 years. So they made the playoffs, 6 times now, 5 times now? I think it's okay to celebrate an accomplishment, and making the playoffs is an accomplishment, especially for the Seattle Mariners. And much like they put up the wild card appearance up in the rafters there. For the first time, it took them 20 years to do that, just like it took them 25 years to win a division. That's fine. Put them up there. Who cares? It's really not that big of a deal. It's it's the same thing with the people who so-and-so doesn't deserve to be in the Mariners Hall of Fame. You're really, we're going to get all snotty about a team Hall of Fame. We're going to get all snotty about, the teams, the best teams in franchise history getting a small bit of recognition in the stadium. That's what you're going to be. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you're cool. Yeah. You're so much better than everybody else here. Just shut up. Let people enjoy what they enjoy. People. I'm already mad at the people I know will be in my section when they unveil that, just assuming that at least one of them will be isn't that kind of sad that they do I will drop kick you in the face, dude. If you're not impressing any of your friends, you're not impressing the girl you're taking on a first date, like, nobody's impressed by this, okay? Shut up.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And if you think
This
those
list
aren't
is already
real-world
off to a banger.
examples, if you don't think those are real world examples of things I hear when I'm at a baseball game, you're nuts, okay? Every time I go to a game, I come back to Ty the next day or the following
Yeah.
Monday, and I'm like, "You won't believe this one person in my section." Like, "Yeah, that's right. I'm judging you. So shut up."
If you see Colby at the ballpark, he is probably silently judging you.
Yeah.
He's silently judging you right now. This list is already off to a banger. It got Colby to rant off of number 5. So, hell yeah. This is a very successful top 5 episode already. All right, coming in at number 4, Brendan Donovan. I'm very excited to see Brendan Donovan. You know, we've talked about him and how well he fits this club for so long, and now he's finally here. And, you know, like we said when they acquired him, he really changes a lot for this club. You know, having his presence at the top of this lineup is going to do wonders for Cal and for Julio. He's going to help set the table a ton for them. Again, he pushes Randy down into a better spot in the lineup for him, where I think he'll thrive more. Defensively, Donovan makes you better, and what his versatility allows them to do with their lineups each day is exciting. Like, having an everyday player who can handle multiple spots at an average or better clip is huge. Overall, Donovan has the type of profile you want on a playoff team. You know, he's not a perennial all-star level player, but he's steady, he's consistent, he does all the little things well. You know, in a way, it's like adding another Josh Naylor. Like, they do it differently, obviously, but it's that same kind of dependability that you can lean on. So I'm really excited to see that play out. I'm really excited to see, what I think is just going to be such an easy fit for Donovan coming into this clubhouse and into this lineup.
They finally got their guy. Now the interesting thing is, like, is their guy, did they pick right? Basically is the Mariners have a history of going after certain dudes for, a couple years and then finally landing them. And sometimes they go really well, sometimes they don't. Randy went really well. Jorge Polanco went terribly, and then it went well again. So, we'll see what side of things Donovan comes out on. But yeah, I mean, we've talked about him so much over the last couple of years, but in particular over the last 3 months or so, that now he's here, and you kind of has to live up to maybe some impossible expectations just because of how much we've talked about him.
Right.
But yeah, if he just does what he did in St. Louis, he'll be a fan favorite very quickly. And yeah, we'll see how he fits in the ballpark and how he fits, in the clubhouse. Not really worried about that last one. And yeah, we'll just see how, the fan base reacts to him and all that. But if he produces, based on what we know about him, in the clubhouse and all that, he'll be a big fan favorite very early on. And hopefully, if he produces, the Mariners have their first real leadoff hitter in quite a while.
Coming up next, the top 3 things I'm most excited to see during the 2026 season. But first, a reminder, this episode of the Locked On Mariners podcast is brought to you by TurboTax. Look, y'all, tax season doesn't have to take over your life, all right? Because this year, TurboTax is making it easier than ever to just hand things off and move on with your day. With TurboTax Full Service, you can have your taxes done for you by a trusted local expert, start to finish, without the stress or guesswork. Instead of spending hours trying to figure out forms, you can meet with a local TurboTax expert in person or connect online. They handle everything from W-2s to self-employed forms and work to get you every deduction. You can upload your documents, go about your day, and get updates right in the TurboTax app. It's a huge time saver and gives real peace of mind knowing an expert is handling it. For a limited time, you can have your taxes done by a local TurboTax expert for just $150, all in if a TurboTax expert didn't file for you last year. All you have to do is file by February 28th. Take taxes off your plate and get back to your life. Visit TurboTax.com/local to book your appointment today. And you're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you so much for making us your first listen for all things Mariners. And also thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. You already live your team every day. Now take it up a level and go ad free. Join the Everydayer Club today and get Locked On Mariners with no interruptions, members only Discord access, and more, all for just $5 a month or $50 a year. Go to lockedonmariners.supercast.com or check the link in the show notes to learn more. Now, before we get back into my top 5 things I'm most excited to see during the 2026 season here on Top 5 Thursday, just a reminder that we have put out a survey for you guys to just gauge where you're at with the Mariners Ball Club right now. We're going to eventually do a show centered around the results of the survey. But of course, we need your help. And we've already got, I think you said, over 160 submissions when we were talking off air, Colby.
About 150.
About 150. Now we had to you had to make a couple of changes last night because Ben Williamson was still on there by accident. I know a couple of you pointed that out in the comments, so he's off the list there. And then anything else we should mention?
If some people are going to abuse the write-in section, their ballot or their poll is just going to get tossed. I can just do that. I don't know who sent those in because I'm not trying to collect email addresses or anything, but I can go through and look at the individual responses. And so if you think you're funny by voting for Miles Mastroboni or Abraham Toro to be the MVP, just know that your poll has been removed. We're trying to get a genuine sample here. I know that there's going to be trolls everywhere, but again, we are trying to get like a legitimate sample size here of real responses. And the MVP stuff and the team award stuff, frankly, to me matters a little bit less than we really want to gauge how you guys feel about the team, what your expectations are, what you would view as a success and a failure. And all those type of questions are on the poll. So if you go take it seriously, I think it's 11 questions. You just have to click a button 11 times and hit submit and you're good to go. It helps us out a ton. And just kind of, again, a good gauge to see. And I think it's, ultimately it's a good thing to share with the others in the fan base. Like, hey, this is kind of where, I don't want to say a majority, but this is where the people who took our poll, it gives us a pretty good sample. If we get about 500 or so respondents, we get a pretty good sample out of that. And last year we had like 550. So maybe we get more this year, but 500 would be a nice number to get to, just kind of give us a good sense of where the fan base in general is with a bunch of things. So yeah, if you could fill that out, it would help us out a lot. The link is in the description. And again, it takes like 2 minutes to fill it out.
You don't have to sign up for anything. Nope. You don't have to do anything like that. You just click the buttons.
Click the link. Yep. And hit submit when you're done. Yep. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So top 3 things now that I'm most excited to see during the 2026 season. Obviously coming in at number 5 was seeing a new banner out in right field. Number 4 was Brendan Donovan. Number 3, Colt Emerson's debut. Now, look, we've aired our concerns. We've expressed all the necessary caution about a 20-year-old jumping into the majors with right now, I think only 188 plate appearances above A-ball. But I'm still really excited to see Emerson debut because, I mean, we're talking about one of the 10 consensus best prospects in all of baseball. It's obviously not often that we get to see a Mariners prospect of that caliber come around. And it's like, what if the Mariners are right? What if he is ready for this? I mean, even if he just holds his own and is a league average player, that's a huge boost for the Mariners. Yeah. But also, what if he pops? Right? Like, it's not likely, but again, he's one of the best prospects in the game, so it's possible. Like, this isn't even remotely the same as me going like, what if Ben Williamson pops or what if Cole Young pops? Like the prospect pedigree is just on a different level. And like, if Emerson winds up being a real rookie of the year contender, sky might be the limit for this team. Seriously, like they might turn into a rocket ship.
Sure. I will say though, like the pedigree of prospect is closer to Cole Young than it is to Julio Rodriguez. Like I don't think we're talking about like that ceiling of Julio, who was basically an MVP candidate. Starting from May 1st on, after the first month was a bit rocky, he was just immediately like one of the best players on the planet. I don't think Emerson is that type of guy, even though he is a similarly ranked prospect to Julio when he made his debut. They're just different players, that's how it works. But yeah, I mean, Emerson is very much a important part of this. And the fact that the Mariners kind of pushed him along as they did last year, including at the end of the year, very clearly they think highly of Emerson and they think he has a real shot to help them in 2026. And, when the Mariners make, those kind of like bold declarations about prospects, it's a pretty good hit rate. Still get your Kelnicks every once in a while. And obviously you hope that Emerson's not that guy, but the Mariners are pretty good at developing, and they're pretty good at knowing when it's time to bring a guy up and challenge him, and when it's time to maybe let the guy work on something down in the minors. So yeah, it'll be fun to see Colt Emerson. He's your best prospect by pretty healthy margin, and he is certainly the one that can elevate your team the most from just in-house, not guys who haven't made their debut. He's the one who could help you the most by far this year.
Coming in at number 2, Julio. I mean, of course, I'm excited to see the best catcher and the best center fielder play baseball for my favorite team. I think that's kind of a given. I'm obviously very excited to see Cal's follow up to last year, and even if he significantly regresses, like Cal Raleigh hitting 35 to 40 home runs instead of 60 is still an incredibly fun player to watch. And then, as we've done every year, we'll see if Julio explodes and wins MVP, or at least is like a real MVP contender. We know he's got that in him. He just has to put it all together for a more complete season. But it's year 5 now. He's 25. He just had a really good postseason, and he's got that extra chip on his shoulder. Being the final out in the ALCS. We all remember the scream during Brian Woo's post game interview. All that. Obviously he's a very motivated guy, but I'm excited to see what that extra little bit of motivation, maybe does for him this year. And look, if he's not an MVP contender, like a real one, obviously he finished 6th in MVP voting this past year.
Finishes in his first year. So
you know what I mean. I'm talking about
sure. He's not actually going to win it, but he'll get some votes, some down ballot.
Like he can
votes.
legitimately push Judge, right? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I mean, Cal hit 60 as a switch hitting catcher, and he pushed Judge about as far as you possibly can, and he still didn't win. So
but that's the kind of year that I'm talking about for Julio, right? But even if he's not that, he's probably still going to be a 5 to 6 win player, who's more than capable of carrying a team at the flip of a switch. Like what Vlad Jr. did, a few months ago for the Blue Jays, Julio can absolutely do that.
We've already seen him do it. It is funny, like the number of people who are just continuing to demand a Julio breakout when he's literally on Hall of Fame trajectory. And he's got 3 top, 6 finishes in the MVP voting in his career already. And that just speaks to the ceiling of Julio Rodriguez. And, if he never gets there and people view him as a disappointment, I promise you, I will slap you in the face if that's your feeling, because I don't think ball. If you think Julio Rodriguez is a disappointing player,
you're going to drop kick people in the face. You're going to slap them in the face.
I mean, Super Bowl's in 3 days. I'm a little amped up. Sorry, the big game is in 3 days. I'm a little amped up for that, and also just there's too many dumb people who just I have to make my opinion known, and it's you really don't. You could just keep that to yourself. Julio's a great player, regardless if he ever has the big 8-9 win season type of thing, which we know he's capable of. He's a great player, and he's always fun to watch. Then Cal's follow-up act. Is he going to hit 60 again? No. I'll put the tattoo on the line if Cal hits 60 again. But could he hit 40? Sure.
I'm excited to see him try.
Sure.
If we want to talk about
trying to hit 60, but sure. I mean, if he does,
if we're talking about things that I'm excited to see this year, I'm excited to see if Cal could do it again. All right. So number 1, you want to take a wild guess what number 1 is, Colby?
Josh Naylor.
Wrong.
Randy Arozarena.
I am very excited to see Randy. That's wrong, but I am very excited to see Randy.
Decisions.
Number 1, I am very excited to see the Mariners not only compete in, but win their first ever World Series.
Wow. How original.
It's my number 1.
Sure. I mean, I don't think that's really within the spirit of the thing, but also we make our own rules, so who cares what the spirit of the thing is?
It's my list. It's my list. Right. You got a problem with it? Kick rocks.
I mean, I do have a problem with it, but you're never in Seattle, so I can't exactly, karate chop you in the throat. So
kick rocks.
Yeah, whatever. It's a very antagonistic show so far.
It really is.
I mean, look, obviously, just what are you most excited about this year? Watching baseball. a team that we think is really good and has a chance to go to the World Series.
That's a very John Stanton answer. I can't wait to see the fans back at the ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, like Mr. Like I sometimes go to random Little League games and just that's how much I love baseball. And it's like nobody cares, John. Literally,
of course,
cares.
I'm excited to watch baseball.
Sure, but whatever. I'm not going to get sucked into another rant here. So yeah, I mean, are they going to win the World Series? I don't know. Are they capable of it? Sure. Yeah. That's all part of the journey, man. It's all about the journey, not the destination, man. So, like, you just gotta.
Now you're trying to act peaceful on the show.
I am a very peaceful guy.
You just said that you were gonna karate chop me in the throat. You're gonna drop kick people in the face. You're gonna slap them in the face if they say anything about Julio.
To be fair,
by the way, I co-sign all of that. For once, I actually co-signed something.
I'm just the one willing to say it. All right. Like, I'm the one that's willing to get, like, are you okay questions? Okay. Like, yes, I'm doing fine. Yeah. It's just, I'm tired of the Julio discourse in particular. I'm tired of like look how much better of a fan I am than you discourse. Mm-hmm. And frankly, I'm tired of you, but here I am stuck doing the show with you, but I'm not tired of you, the listeners.
That's right. Unless you have anything to say about Julio. In that case,
no, you can say things about Julio. It's just like this whole idea that like, oh man, I'm just so disappointed by Julio. Like that is moronic levels of like stupidity that I've never heard.
Colby will drop kick you in the face, and I will RKO you.
I don't know what that is, but onomatopoetically sounds right.
Yeah. That was a word. That was a word you just pulled out.
Onomatopoetically.
Wow. Mm-hmm. This episode is something today. All right. Well, that does it for my list. So now it's Colby's turn. Top 5 calls by Mariners broadcasters coming up in just a moment. But first, a reminder, this episode of the Locked On Mariners podcast is brought to you by Indeed. Hiring isn't just about finding someone willing to take the job. It's about finding the right person with the right background who can actually help your business move forward. And if you want candidates who match what you're looking for, Indeed Sponsored Jobs is the move. Because instead of hoping the right person stumbles across your post, Indeed helps you match with quality candidates by boosting your job listing to the people who fit your specific criteria like skills, certifications, and location. If I were hiring, I wouldn't just want someone who can help. I'd want someone with real experience who can jump right in. That's what I like about Indeed. You can get specific and target exactly what you need. It saves time because you're spending less energy sorting through mismatches. And with sponsored jobs, your post gets seen by candidates who are actually a fit. And here's a stat that says it all. In the minute I've been talking to you, companies like yours made 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. So if you're hiring, spend less time searching and more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes with Indeed sponsored jobs. Listeners of the show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help you get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring. Do it the right way with Indeed. And you're listening to the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. As always, if you want to hear from me and Colby even more and help support the show, we have a Patreon. It's called Control the Zone. And on there, we talk Mariners, Seahawks, all that good stuff. For more information, go to patreon.com/Control the Zone. Link in the description of this episode. So now we're at the Ed Helms portion of Top 5 Thursday, which is Colby's time to shine this week. He's got top 5 calls by Mariners broadcasters. Are we doing all time? Are we doing just recently? How are you attacking this thing?
We're doing it however I want to do it.
All right.
So yeah, take that.
And if you don't like it, you're going to get drop kicked in the face.
No, that's probably just worth a karate chop.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'm not trained or anything. Yeah, so I actually ended up having to break this down a little bit because Niehaus was all 5. So I have like the honorable mentions is kind of also like a top 5 non-Dave Niehaus calls. Okay. So, and again, are these in order of like this one's the best? No, not really. I don't do that. These are just my 5 favorites. Put them in whatever order you want. But anyway, some honorable mentions. The Dylan Moore Grand Slam. against Houston.
By the way, super unrelated, but this just came across and I have to say something about it. Tarek Skubal won his case.
Yes.
He's making $32 million.
Take that, Tigers, you morons.
It is the largest salary ever in the arbitration system paid off.
Good. That's what you get, you idiots.
Yeah.
Could have offered him 24 and saved yourself $8 million, but no, you don't. Again, they didn't even offer to make him the highest paid ARB pitcher ever. They got exactly what they deserve. Anyway, so yes, number 10 is, honorable mentions, however you want to word it. The Demo Grand Slam against the Astros. Aaron Goldsmith on the call. Mike Blowers adding the wow. Right after Demo hit the ball. It features kind of the classic Aaron Goldsmith like voice crack when he gets really hyped. And just a really fun call. Number 9, or again, honorable mentions, whatever. The Boomstick Baby call, Dave Sims, game 161 in 2016. The game tying 2-run homer against the A's against Sean Doolittle, future Mariner. I think at that point he hadn't been on the Mariners yet.
Yeah.
It's a great call. Again, I wish I could play you guys these calls because it would make this list make a lot more sense. But unfortunately we can't. So,
and that's why you're going to reenact all of them.
No. Obviously Dave Sims, on the call there. Also on the call for, the perfect game call. It was done by the King, like just the classic line and the iteration of how many games it had been and how many years. And, you watched the end of that game, by the way, people kind of forget Felix struck out 5 of the last 6 guys he faced. And the one guy he didn't strike out, he got to a 2-2 count and he had a weak ground ball to the shortstop. Like Felix dialed in. Obviously he didn't allow a base runner all day, but the call was also good. One of those calls where it's like, I wish I could have heard Dave, Niehaus make that call, but Sims did a very nice job on it. Also, the what a night call. That call in particular is, I think, elevated by the camera that was on him. Sure. I do think that adds to the call, but it was still a great call by
which Simsy that changed a lot in terms of social media content, across all sports. A lot of teams started putting cameras in their broadcast booths because of Dave Sims.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a great call. And, I do like the fiery, passionate calls. And Simsy, we talked about this. We're definitely, Sims fans on this show, and he's got a fastball that's right up there with anybody's. It's, sometimes the mundane stuff can get a little weird sometimes, but we love Dave, and he was great on that call in particular as well. And then final honorable mention here, Rizzs breaks the drought, the home run call from Rick. Dave also had a really good call of this too. Most famously the Acevedo, the long Acevedo.
The pitch from Acevedo.
Yeah. The dream lives, all that. But Rick had an amazing call as well. And part of that is, I can't help separate it. The aftermath of, people desperately wanting to thank Rick for, the call and being all that and trying to wave to him up in the press box. And he started waving back. It was a really cool moment, but great call too. So there's some honorable mentions for you. There really are a lot of great calls in Mariners history, and some of them people are going to be screaming at me, but whatever. This is my list. So number rocks. 5. Yeah. So we have the official number 5. We're past the honorable mentions here. Yeah. Number 5, the Mike Blowers prediction call.
Yeah.
Not only is it a phenomenal call by Niehaus, for me, it is the quintessential Rick Rizzs call, because he doesn't really say a word the entire time, but he starts to giggle a little bit as they get closer and closer to the actual event. And then when it happens, he just bursts out laughing as Dave is trying to call. And it's got the gravitas, it's got the hilarity. It's got so much going for it. I love that call. It's also, kind of sadly, one of the last calls with Dave and Rick together. And so that is that element to it. But again, it's just a fantastic call by Dave, which, a couple of these things on here, what they have in common is this is just a game. This isn't a huge playoff moment. This isn't, world beating game. This is just moments, just random moments in sports, and they make them seem great with the calls. And that's what, Dave in particular did very well. Again, Rick laughing in the background certainly makes it elevates it into the top 5 for me. I just think it's the best Dave and Rick call that there is. So that's number 5 for me. Again, I wish we could play it, but number 4, it's the Star Wars throw. It is the introduction to Ichiro to the entire, country essentially. And again, it's got that build up and momentum where, you could tell Dave's not really expecting it. And then he kind of starts to, this might be something. And then just pure, like, oh my God, like the excitement and again, just the building of the play as he kind of starts to realize this might be something special happening here. And of course you get the iconic line, he threw something out of Star Wars down there. And I can't do the Dave voice where he just kind of like gets a little grumbly and like, then like, pow, and it's just like, whoa, like the way he says Star Wars is just, I mean, it's art, really. Yeah. So that's always been way up there. Number 3 for me, the old time religion, call, the Griffey pinch hit home run. I believe it was against the Diamondbacks. And again, it was at the end of Dave's career, and older guy, maybe starting to lose a little bit. And then, oh baby, does he still have that fastball though? Like he just nails the call. And again, it's the buildup. It's the anticipation of the moment. And it's kind of like, it's almost like Dave knew that like there's something special might happen here. And he kind of just has this ability to just kind of build on what he thinks might be coming and then just deliver. And the old time religion lives as he's screaming, Junior's done it. I think that's what makes Dave, great. And you look at those last 3 calls; those are all just really not that important games. Yeah, the games themselves nobody remembers, but like the moments, the calls, they're all excellent calls. And so it is, just one of those things where Dave could make the boring like April 18th game seem like it was game 6 of the World Series. If the moment called for it. And so that's always, a big part of it. And again, you look at, 5 through 3, those are all just regular season games. It really is impressive. Now, number 2 and number 1, they're playoff games. I mean, come on. I don't think they'll surprise anybody, but the grand salami time in game 4, Edgar's game-winning grand slam against the Yankees, it's get out the rye bread and the mustard. It is the iconic call of Dave Niehaus. It is his kind of, legacy, I guess, to broadcast is that call of the grand salami. And it just kind of became part of his repertoire. And obviously it's been carried on by Rick Rizzs. We'll see if he gets carried on after Rick retires at the end of this year. I don't know if Gary's going to do it. I don't know if Aaron's going to do it, but we'll see if they want to carry it on as a homage to the greatest. So, but the 95 was just so incredible. That call, the grand slam call. And then number 1 it's the double. It is the only call that I can recite word for word, and the underrated part is the build up to it, right? Because like he lays it out right before the pitch is thrown. They would love a fly ball. They would love a ball in the gap, and they can win it with Junior's speed, the windup and the pitch. And then it literally lays out perfectly exactly how he describes it. The build up, the delivery, and then just the punch at the end when it actually happens. And everything about that call is just absolutely incredible. It's a masterpiece from the build up, the start of it, and the whole inning is really a masterpiece of just building drama and building drama, building drama. And then just the feel being like, this is the pitch. And
by the way, Rick's call of the drought ender as well does that perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
like
absolutely.
Where he sets the stage and then boom, it happens.
And he gets the nice little benefit of like the overhead of like T-Mobile Park, and like it's a really cool setup. If you guys haven't seen that, go watch Rick do the whole thing watch it before the home run call, like the pitch right before he delivers the pitch, like the 10-15 seconds before that. It's perfect. And that's what the great ones do. They have this sense of the moment and they build it and they build it and they build it. And then the story unfolds in front of them, and then boom, they deliver. And, Rick is obviously great at that. I don't know if anybody was better than Dave. Maybe Vin Scully was better at building that moment. Maybe. And he just had more moments to call, unfortunately, than Dave. But the double is still number one. It's the most iconic call. Again, it's the call I think most people know word for word, and it is just something else. And it's so good. I get a little annoyed, like on YouTube, they'll play the Brent Musburger call of the double, which is a good call too. I mean, it's Brent Musburger. He's really good. And it's just like, why would you waste the space on the internet to put that play out there and not use Dave's call? That makes no sense. Like, that's how good it is. So yeah, Dave gets all 5 spots, but obviously the Mariners, pretty lucky with the play-by-play guys that they have had. I mean, to be fair, they've only had 2 primary guys on the radio in 50 years. But they've both been great Hall of Fame quality. And then obviously, Dave Sims and now Aaron on the TV side. It really has been one of the true consistent things that the Mariners have actually been really good at in their 50-year history.
Elite.
Yeah, they can call some freaking baseball games. Okay.
Yeah.
When all else fails about the Mariners, somebody pretty good is going to be behind the mic.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for our show. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Locked On Mariners podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And once again, if you never miss an episode, it's time to make it official. Join the Locked On Everydayer Club and get ad-free audio, access to our members-only Discord, and more, all built for our most loyal fans. For Colby Patnode, I'm Titan Gonzalez. Be sure to give us a follow on Twitter at @LO_Mariners. You can follow me at Titan Gonzalez and Colby at CPAT11. That's CPAT11. We're also on Blue Sky. You can follow me at TDG, Colby at MLB Colby, and the show at Locked On Mariners. You can also find us on Instagram at Locked On Mariners. Have yourself a beautiful baseball day, and we'll see you next time. Peace.